What's up, guys? It's your girl, 40 Shades, and thank you for watching This Be Trucking. Sitting outside waiting for my husband to get his food order. He's getting him something to eat before we head out. It's starting to sprinkle, so that's why you see the little dots on my face. It's about to start raining here. But what I wanted to talk about is my experience as a new driver. I wanted to basically get the first 6 months of driving team with my husband and what experiences, what highs and lows that I had. First off, I want to say driving with my husband for the first year and a half, him training me in his truck was really the foundation of me driving. If it wasn't for him showing me the ropes, early on, being able to have the patience to do basically do the one-on-one training that I needed for that long, I don't think I would have grasped it, as much as I thought I would have. Because going through the schools and then going through the mega carrier schools, it seems like they just get you in and get you out. So you really don't get the training that you need. If you have questions, if you're unsure about a backing, if you don't know why you have to do a button hook or where to do a button hook, I just felt I would have been shortchanged just doing those two options. So definitely being with my husband for the first year and a half gave me the not only the foundation, but it also gave me the one-on-one time that I needed to ask the multiple questions. Because for me, coming from a managerial position, I'm analytic. I'm about the numbers. I'm about, why does it do it? You're telling me this, so does it why does it work like that? So, it might have took him a little bit longer to help me understand backing, because I wanted the physical equations on how backing works. What angle do I need to be in for me to get in this spot? And my husband's like, there is no magic angle. You just have to do it. And once you keep on doing it, you will know, how to back. And to this day, I'm still working on it. So I'm nowhere near perfect in the backing, but just having the additional support on the front end is what is allowing me to be more receptive on this end. Now, if anyone happens to get the chance of riding with somebody, please do, before you decide you want to drive. If you have an uncle, a cousin, a friend, or a family that wants to, that has their own vehicle, give me a second, let me get these spots off here. If you have someone that has a vehicle and you can definitely ride along with, please do. That way you don't make the investment of paying for school and then going to a mega carrier before you do. Ride with them. See what it's like to stay in the truck for, your 10-hour break, and how it sounds when you sleep next to a reef, or being out for a couple of weeks. Try to get that experience ahead of time. That way when you finally get involved in trucking and you pay for your school and make a commitment to a mega carrier, you're not shocked and you want to quit because this is not what you expected. So one piece of advice I can give to any new drivers: if you can, try to ride along with someone that has their own truck, and spend about a week and a half with them to see if it's something that you want to do. Two, my experience as a new driver, I would say to anybody to definitely get your winter in, get a winter season in. As much as I hate winter, I hate it. I think it really gave me that foundation of driving, because it's easy to drive when it's sunny, there's no wind, there's no rain, and you just drive all day. But when you get yourself in those predicaments, when the road is icy, it's windy, it's blowing snow, you want to know how to react to that. How to be able to, of course, most of the time you probably will pull over, but it's good to get a season of winter driving up under your belt, because it's going to be times that you're not going to be able to pull over and you're going to have to drive through it. So you want to know how to put on chains. You want to know how to drive slow in those conditions. You want to know how to control your vehicle when it starts to jackknife. So if you can, get a winter up under your belt. Preferably if you can in the beginning. I know you may start in the summertime and it may not happen, but preferably get a winter under your belt. What I also learned about being a new driver: be patient with yourself. Backing is not going to come on day one. So you have to not set that expectation with yourself that you're going to get backing in the first 30 days. I know from a lot of experienced drivers that they didn't get it for the first, couple of months, and it took repetition and practice to finally get it. So please don't beat yourself up if you can't get the backing. Just know, keep practicing. If you get a chance on some of your downtime, find an open lot and a truck stop that has multiple spots, and just go back and forth until you feel comfortable that you're able to do it and do it and do it and do it. So don't give up on that aspect. What I also learned about becoming a new driver is you will become a weatherman. And with that being said, find a weather app that will help you see what you're driving into, whether it be rain, winter storms, tornadoes, whatever the high wind, whatever the case may be. Have a weather app that you can use before you start your trip and before you do your trip plan. Know what you're going into so you're not caught off guard leaving Dallas, Texas in 70-degree weather, end up in Vail, Colorado, and then snowing in 20 degrees. So know what you're driving into. Also, know your restrictions, especially with the bridges. If you can invest in a Rand McNally old school laminated map, know which states have the lowest bridge clearance, so you don't get yourself stuck somewhere and you can't get under the bridge or get from, that vicinity and have to call the authorities to get you backed out. So know your restrictions. As a new driver, know your limit. It's going to be hard to drive for a long time because you haven't driven, especially if you're new. Wait a second, let me get this rain. So know how long you can drive. I mean, you may start off as 400 miles, then you got to bump up to 450, then 500, then 600. But know your comfort level. Don't try to do it all at once, and then you find yourself getting sleepy towards the end of your shift. Slowly, gradually increase your miles until you can feel comfortable, and then have a set time every day you start and a set amount of sleep that you get, because sleep is important. If you shortchange yourself on your sleep, it's going to show while you're driving. So make sure that you get plenty of rest. Also, eat right. I know coming out, you probably won't have the funds available to eat like you want to, but Walmart's going to be your friend. Back in the day, you were young and you would have, sandwiches and chips. Well, while you're out here, you might want to keep that same mind frame, because it's so easy to get a $2.50 pizza and that's all you have. Not only is it bad for you, but you're sluggish when you're driving, and then you're gaining the weight. So find alternatives. Start making you some salads, soups and salads. Just eat more healthier, because like I said, it's so tempted with the restaurants, the Denny's, the different iron skillets, that you can eat, and then gain weight, but then you're also sluggish. So just make sure that you're eating right out here. And I'm trying to think. Last but not least, my experience on becoming a new driver. I guess just enjoy the process. I mean, it's like I said, like any job you start, it's going to be hard because you're learning new rules and regulations. You're going to have those super truckers that are out there that are trying to rush you along and, get you out the way while you're trying to back. But just take your time, learn it, being new, keep that same newness about you, because soon as you start to get start getting comfortable in your position, that's when you start making mistakes. So you'll start cutting corners. You'll start not watching your trailer when you turn the corners. So still keep that newness about you. Hey, babe. Newness about you, and just make sure that you are safe when you come around the corners. You're watching what you're doing, and not get complacent because you've been driving for 3 to 6 months. So you think that you no longer have to do a pre-post trip. You no longer have to watch your trailer when you come around the corner. So just make sure that you stay on top of it, and just know that just because you're new, you don't lose sight of the goal in hand. So those are my top things that I've learned as becoming a new driver. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to know before coming to driving, if it's something that you want to do, please leave your comments down below and I will be glad to answer them. Like always, make sure you guys like, comment, and share. And it's time to get started on my night journey. It's about to start raining, so let me get up out of here. But until next time, you guys be safe out there, and I'll see you later.